What's up, you guys? Thank you for coming back to my channel. This is your boy Gippetto. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. This is a quick video I wanted to put up about me having torn meniscus surgery. Like 6 or 7 years ago, I was in my bedroom and I think I was on the floor, maybe doing some push-ups or some sit-ups or something like that. And I think I had just kind of like sat down in Indian style and I was like stretching. And when I was getting up and I stood all the way up, I heard a pop in my knee. Ignored it for several years. And then all of a sudden, a year ago, I woke up and my knee was like the size of a grapefruit. I had tried to ice my knee for like a day, and then the knee, it went down a little bit, but it was still very inflamed. So after like a day, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and see what's going on. I had then jumped online and I had started to look for like, knee and foot doctors and so forth, and going through reviews. I found this one doctor. The first doctor, and I had spoken about this in a previous video about just not necessarily this procedure, but the first doctor literally like rushed through my appointment. He came in, he looked at my knee, he told me to stand up, he touched my knee, he told me to like kick once, kick twice. Then he's like, okay, I'm gonna send you for an x-ray. He sent me for an x-ray, and then when I came back, he immediately was like, yeah, I think you have something torn in your knee. And he's like, you have good insurance, let me just go ahead and get you ready for surgery. So I didn't like how this doctor was like rushing me for surgery. So I was like, well, is there any other options I had? So then he's like, well, let me go ahead and send you to get an MRI on the knee just to make sure. Because he was like, I'm pretty sure you have a torn meniscus. And looking into it, like, what can I do? And I had seen like some people say like, you could go through like physical therapy, stretching, this and that. Because I'm not a fan of surgery, y'all. I'm just not a fan of surgery. So I had like saw that some doctors can do the torn meniscus surgery with local anesthesia, meaning like you don't have to go to sleep. So I had went back to the doctor and I was like, hey, is there any way I could do the torn meniscus surgery, but I want to do it local? I don't want to go to sleep. The doctor became so like pushy, like, why do you want to be awake? You're healthy. What's wrong? Why you don't want to go into anesthesia? And I was like, look, doc, I'm just not a big fan of anesthesia, And like I had found out, you guys, majority of the surgeries that you want to get, majority of it, you can do under local anesthesia. I have quite a few friends in the medical field, and they have told me that a lot of doctors just prefer to put you under general anesthesia because they just don't want you to know what's going on. And I guess, you won't feel pain, but they pretty much just said a lot of doctors just don't want to deal with you saying things hurt or whatever. They kind of just want you like incapacitated. And I'm not a fan of general anesthesia, not because anything wrong, just because I just like to always be aware of my surroundings and stuff like that. So the anesthesiologist called me, and again, he was pretty pushy as well, and he was actually sarcastic. He's like, well, I'm looking at your stats, and you're a young, healthy guy, so like I've never had a mishap sending somebody on a round trip. Like, I'm gonna put you to sleep and I'm gonna guarantee you're gonna wake up. Just let us do the surgery, bud. I didn't like that, so I went ahead and I just found a new doctor. So I went to the second doctor. He was a super cool doctor. Now, this doctor, he had been doing like meniscus, torn meniscus surgeries for like almost 20 years. He works on a lot of athletes. And he pretty much was very calm. And he's like, look, I'm aware that some doctors do the surgery with local anesthesia. And he's like, the only reason I advocate for general anesthesia, because he's like, look, that's bone. And then he's like, I don't want to butcher you, because he's like, if you are somebody, with a high pain tolerance, or, you have an extra sensitive body, he's like, I could be in the middle of cutting into your bone, and then if you like move or kick, I could cause a bigger problem. So he was just like, I'm really just trying to do it safe. And he's like, trust me, the surgery is like 20-30 minutes max. The reason I didn't have the second doctor work on me, because his staff was so fucking rude. They gave me a date, and I'm trying to figure out stuff about like finances and all that stuff. And for like 2 weeks, I'm calling the surgery coordinator. She's not returning all my calls, and it's like 2 weeks to my surgery. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how much I got to pay out of pocket, like, what time is the surgery, all this kind of stuff. And then when she finally got back to me, I was like, yeah, ma'am, I've like left several voicemails. I've reached out. And she's like, well, sir, I've been busy. I was going to get back to you. And I was like, yeah, but that's not really a good excuse, especially the fact that I've called you over and left voicemails like over 3 times. And she was just very snarky and just like a bitch. And she pissed me off so bad that I was like, you know what, ma'am? Just go ahead and cancel my surgery. I finally landed on my third doctor, who was the one who actually did my surgery. Now, the doctor had told me the surgery was going to be about, he said maybe like 30 minutes, because I had a vertical and a horizontal. So if you're looking at the screen, those pictures are actual pictures of my actual knee. So what they do for the torn meniscus is they actually like go into the knee and they clean up the knee, because essentially I'm going to read you what a torn meniscus is. So a torn meniscus can result from activity that you cause to forcefully twist or rotate your knee, especially when putting your full weight on it. It can lead to a torn meniscus. Each of your knee has 2 C-shaped pieces of cartilage that act like a cushion between your shin bone and your thigh bone. A torn meniscus causes pain, swelling, and stiffness. You might also feel a block to the knee motion and have trouble extending your knee fully. So after the surgery, one of my friends had picked me up. I wasn't in any excruciating pain or anything like that. To be honest with you, the recovery was not bad at all. Like, it was not bad at all. I personally just have like a high pain tolerance. I have a high pain tolerance. So the only thing is like, your knee is going to be swollen. I think my doctor, if I'm not mistaken, he had told me to like have my foot elevated for like, of course you can't work out. I think for a couple of days they tell you not to drive, and especially if it's like your dominant foot. So like I got back into the gym, I could clearly see the difference between my legs. Like I could tell my right leg where I had the torn meniscus was bigger than the left leg.
I mean, it won't feel good, but let me start with this one. No, it's not bad. You okay? All right. Done. I'm just gonna put some steri strips on it, and then he'll come and talk to you. Yeah, it'll stick. Sometimes we have to use glue to make it stick better, but these are sticking good. All right, you're all done.
But if you guys have any questions about torn meniscus surgery and all this stuff, go ahead and do it. But anyway, this is me. This is your boy Gippetto. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you have any stories about you having a torn meniscus, leave them down in the comments. And I will talk to you later. Peace.